Right.
Welcome to VRChat.
You know, to many, VRChat is an escape from the real world. In here, you could be anything you want, and it can fulfill a lot of virtual fantasies. But sometimes, that level of freedom can lead to malicious behavior, and it can even create malicious people with big dreams. Power, pride, ego, you can lose sight of yourself and become something you're not. Today I'm going to talk about a serious problem, or more likely, a devious entity within VRChat. A problem that has been going on for far too long. These situations are not exaggerated and have not been altered. Scenes have been blurred due to explicit content, and any audio cuts are mostly silent moments. Imagine a day like any other on VRChat, just hanging out with people on Midnight Rooftop. Moments after the next, this guy appears.
It was, wasn't it? I make VRChat porn for a living. Just saying.
Meet Maze Marlowe, owner of MetaSlutverse.com and VSF Studios, better known as Virtual Sex Fantasy. Oftentimes in public, he can come off as a charismatic professional. However, he actually has quite the negative reputation within the VRChat community. He has been banned and blacklisted from multiple VRChat Discord servers. It's also rumored that he's been banned from VRChat itself around 30 times.
But anyway,
Well,
sorry,
that's because if anyone in VRChat moderation was to find out you're paying for a service, you and your entire server would get banned.
I've been banned 26 times.
That's kind of toxic.
Seems like the devs don't like him either. In fact, he's been placed on multiple KOS lists, aka Kill on Sight, meaning if he's logged onto VRChat, he will automatically be targeted by anonymous hackers. To my knowledge, Maze has been using a VPN and a hardware ID spoofer to get past any security issues and dodge risks of being banned as often. Being associated with VSF will mark you, and it's not a good mark, I'll tell you. Once people know you're working with him, parts of the community will blacklist you too. Maze often paints himself as the victim, and he will claim that because he makes VRChat porn, that is the reason he is hated, but that is far from the truth. So the question is why? Why all the negativity surrounding Maze, Marlowe, and VSF? Ever since I've met Maze, I've always thought he was a bit strange and yet unique. I've always been keeping tabs on him and trying to figure out his mind like I often do. Me personally, I'm a nobody in VRChat. I tend to wander around and take interest into people's minds and their psychology, only for the sake of understanding people better and helping them through their problems. As I went deeper down the rabbit hole of Maze and VSF, however, things started to take a very dark turn, and I became extremely concerned. What I'm about to show you will prove that Maze is by definition a cybercriminal and is making VRChat an unsafe place for young adults. Maze is quite methodical when it comes to what he does in VRChat. I have taken the time to break down his entire cycle when it comes to his employment process. It all starts when he goes to a public world, usually FPT Heaven or Midnight Rooftop. He will look for a girl avatar with a voice and talk about his VRChat porn with high charisma and energy.
No, that's okay. Listen, I'm not trying to like get with you or anything. I mean, like,
okay,
that's
to
just,
me,
no, it's,
to me,
listen,
I
this
mean,
is just,
to me.
yeah, it's just on the internet, right? Like, I'm not into like relationships. I just want to make you feel good. That's it.
I'm drunk.
It's just, it's like a carnal thing, you know.
And he will mention how good of a career it is and how well it pays. And he will also claim that some models quit their jobs to work for him. Before he recruits the models, he will request that they send him their ID that proves that they're above the age of 18. This is seen as a professional practice, however, there is actually a much darker reason he does this, and I will elaborate on that later.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pay well. Like, you know, the people that are with me, they're happy. Like, there's one girl who quit her day job because it, you know, porn pays. It pays really well. Yeah,
See,
this is
like,
my
it
full-time
sounds-
job. That's all I do is make VRChat porn. Yeah,
Get-
I would definitely want to
Do you
have
think
come
I
work for
could?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause that sounds like my dream job, honestly.
Two things though. I do need age verification, which means you have to send me your ID. There's no questions there.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I gotta,
of
I don't wanna
course.
fuck with kids.
He will then invite them to the Discord and may also request that the person joins the Patreon every now and then. Soon after they join the Discord, he will commence sweet talking to the model like they're the greatest model he's ever come across and that the model can do things that no other model can do.
Most people don't have that passion.
I'll be honest with you.
Why do you think I met you? Why do you think I ran up to you? Why do you think it was you who I went up to? You're beautiful for who you are. Sexy. You drive men wild in their hearts just thinking about what it would feel like to be inside of you. I don't want to go doing nothing that you don't want to feel, but I'm all about giving you what you want. Be a special. How many girls can get what you got?
However, this is usually a blatant lie to make the model feel special and important. It gives them a false sense of security, and early on for any of the models, he will make them sign a contract with a timed window that claims the models are obliged to work with him and will be paid.
And the second thing is you would need to sign a video release form. We have a contract, so because I do pay, so obviously.
Yes.
It's pretty. Yeah. And there you go.
The contracts, however, are actually fake. They're not real and have no legal binding. It is just a tool to manipulate and control the model.
You want to open that? Listen, I'll tell you right now. Before it was a bunch of vague threats, the whole fucking contract. You're right. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's a paper gun. You got me.
He will also try to do private ERP sessions and he records it for himself. Then he will fake being in a relationship with most models. As he said to me, he believes none of this is real. The models are usually younger women between the ages of 18 to 25, maybe 30 at most. In these moments where the girl believes she's with the quote-unquote king of VRChat porn, they will fall prey to his requests of sending explicit and revealing photos. This is also a mistake that would be used against them. Maids will sometimes pay around $100 for a scene and make the model feel like it is a genuine business opportunity. Soon after, the girls will potentially ask for more pay, and maids will then say they're asking for too much and ask them if they think they're worth it. This is a type of manipulation tactic that can choke up the model and force them to question their value. And soon after that, when they try to do work more and more, maids will then start to gaslight them and harass the model if they start slipping up in any small way. Finally, at the end of this process, either maids will fire the models for not taking VSF seriously. An example would be him demonizing the model and trying his best to get rid of them without paying them after they've worked. Or the models will try to make their own exit, but if Maze isn't done with them and they show some resistance, he will usually isolate them in a private call with him and bring up the fact that they signed a contract. However, the contracts are fake.
You act straight and you're welcome. You act straight and you're welcome. But you come in here talking about you don't want to be here because I'm here?
What's her name, Plato?
Bitch, I will eat your fucking ass like a lion, tackle a gazelle, and I'll rip your fucking innards out from the inside. Don't you fuck with me. You're still under contract, technically. You stupid fuck.
My RubyCoin server is going to be going down in an hour.
I thought that was only when I was working.
It was a 2-year contract.
Okay,
and
okay, hold on.
I have record of me telling you not to sign it.
Okay.
By the way.
Okay. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't read into detail. I'm sorry.
Listen,
I did not know.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're gonna look me in the eyes, and I'm gonna tell you this for everyone to fucking hear. And I'm willing to tank this whole fucking night just to tell you this right now. You either disappear from my fucking sight. I don't want to fucking smell you. Or you join us. One or the other. Because I'm telling you this right now, if I fucking smell you near any of my friends or any of my patrons, if I fucking hear your name, I'm gonna make you regret ever fucking crossing me. You signed a contract, a legally binding contract with me. And I will make you suffer for it. So you either join us and be part of our crew, or you fucking disappear right now. You make a fucking choice. Yeah, you have a fucking good day too. Yeah, I bet you, fucking bitch.
And if that doesn't work, he will bring up the fact that he potentially has their nudes and will use it against them. And if that doesn't work, there is a good chance he's going to threaten to dox the model because he has their photo ID with their address. Doxing is a means to expose your private information to the public, such as phone numbers, addresses, and IRL photos. Maze will use your information to harass you, attack family members, and loved ones. In short, he will try to ruin your life with your private information. And by the way, doxing is completely illegal. After a model is kicked out, Maze is aware that the VSF audience will wonder where they have gone, so oftentimes he will make up biased lies about them to paint them in a terrible light. Simple things like they were crazy, insubordinate, or asking for too much pay or any pay at all, or usually the simple excuse of they were just an e-girl. I have reached out to some ex-models from VSF who were more than willing to testify for Maze's actions of mistreatment behind the scenes, and they even provided evidence of him isolating them, being manipulative, and sounding like a straight-up weirdo.
The difference between justifying what you do and saying, I don't want to change. But this is you right here. It's my life. I'll do what I want. If I want to waste my life, I'll do it because it's mine. I really hope you grow out of that soon, because that's very destructive. That's the quintessential teenager fucking mentality.
I am a teenager.
In this relationship, you need to listen to me. That's the natural order of things. And I like the natural order. Right now I'm your boyfriend, and in the future we get married, I'll be your husband. I do not want to be undermined by my wife every time I turn around, let alone if we have kids, for them to see you treat me like this, argue with me, backtalk me every time I try to tell you something. It's going to teach them to do that.
Mind you, this is a man in his mid-30s who fled from Florida to Japan. He has 2 children and is paying a woman to take care of him. However, I'm very suspicious that he is neglecting his children to do what he does in VRChat instead, which is being a narcissistic misogynist who views women as tools.
And a
Man
man attacks
doesn't
children.
take care of his children. Not a real one, that's for sure.
Wow. 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 Can take their money and they can shove it right up their fucking asshole. Because guess what? I don't need their money. And there'll always be someone to replace them. Won't there? I still hope and pray.
I'm sick the last 5 days, and I didn't eat it.
I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in your genetics. I remember when I was like, you know, really depressed because I was bullied by everyone in high school, and I was fat and I hated my body. I hated myself, and no girls wanted to even look at me. And I wanted to kill myself half the time. I wanted to kill everyone in the school the other half the time.
Sounds to me like he just described himself as an incel.
Sadly, like he made me fuck her, which I didn't even really want it, but he manipulated me to do it. He never paid me for this event. The one model never got paid, by the way, too. Like, never got paid for this what she did.
Did he dox you? Did he have your information?
Yeah, he did it multiple times. He threatened me with that. He was like, "Oh yeah, I have your information and shit." And also like that he was like start dating time, and she didn't even know that. Like kind of trying to keep it secret. Legit, also the same with like I didn't know that he were dating and was with me in time. It was one of the highest Patreons, and but like that's why he made people fuck them, but he never got the models the amount of money he made.
That's the point, isn't it? The Patreons pay that much for him to pay it back to the models, and he didn't do that appropriately.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta ask you this: what's the most attractive thing about him? Is it him himself, or is it the title, the fact that he's like the VRChat porn king?
At the beginning was the money, to be honest.
But,
like seriously.
And
I have stayed away.
Good. I hope a lot
From
of people
him.
do. Yeah. You ever try to reach out to you?
He did after I left. Yeah, and then I took a break from Discord because that was like very mentally damaging. So I blocked him so that he couldn't message me, and I made sure that he was blocked on VRChat so he couldn't get anywhere near me.
Did he ever sweet talk you early on?
Yep, he gave me a false sense of security actually.
Okay. It made you feel special? Like you had something no one else did in the room, or try to like...
He cornered me in DMs to get me to try to get me to see if I would like see my RP experience, basically.
Your ERP experience?
Yeah, but I never did anything. I refused to go anywhere near him. I stayed away from him because he actually, quite honestly, terrified me. He didn't show me anything. Basically, he threw in my face that I wasn't doing my job properly and that was the problem. And that I don't know how to do anything.
Every time.
And that made me feel really shitty when he did that because, you know, I truly was trying and I felt like me and a few other people were the most motivated people towards VSF. And I got shit on and told that I don't have any motivation and I'm not respecting his time. He's not respecting mine either by telling me I'm nothing but a worthless woman, basically. He does the same thing to me. Basically, his fucking slave. She cooks, cleans, and feeds him like a fucking baby while he makes money. I found out that he was threatening to post IRL content against her will because she wouldn't do what he wanted her to do.
Yeah, he was blackmailing her.
Yep.
He is a cyber
and that's
criminal.
that is why I stayed away from him because that's what I was afraid of.
Read about and
yep, that's what he did to me.
Right.
And he basically told me that I could literally just make a living off of doing what I'm doing.
He'll fake being in a relationship with most models. And he told me personally he doesn't
Which he did.
Yeah, and he also did to yeah. And there was another one as well.
Absolutely not, because everything that you just said is what he has done to me. What most of us were in for was the money. It was never for anything else.
To do what
I was gonna say, this has gone on for far too long.
So I started calling her, getting her to call me daddy and stuff, and so she started and I started just going places with her, and it was fucking dark, nice places, right? And then the guy that was watching was like, I just felt like I watched a cult leader like groom someone, you know, groom like a girl. And like I thought I got kind of pissed at him, but then I was like, well, that's actually kind of a compliment though, because it is ultimately though knowing what that person wants and just dangling in front of them like a little cat toy, you know, I'm like, come on, you know, but on such a level that's so psychologically deep that they cause them to do it on a sexual level, you know, and so that's why I shied away from it, because I don't want to hurt people, I don't want to manipulate people, but you know what, fuck it though, if I manipulate someone into doing what's better for them, so if you're not doing the job, I'll A, kick your ass out, or B, you'll get manipulated into doing what you should be doing in the first place. And that's just the way it's got to be, you know, and I have that. The worst part about it is, though, is I have that ability, and I always have had that ability, maybe even more so back then than I do now. Ask yourself,
He is the one that
are they going to help you?
It's not help.
Are they going to help you right now? How much help are they going to give you?
Well, here's the thing. I was just trying to get her to join the community, not be one of the models. Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna get some backlash from this. Could bring her here and she would still feel comfortable. Introduce her to Maze. Normally, she doesn't. She obviously right now she doesn't like it. She feels very uncomfortable. So I don't know how to stop him without disrespecting him.
But like long term, I wouldn't be able to, cause like I just.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, if they don't want to be here, they don't have to be here. It's a VSF party. They got a choice. They're a big girl. Ain't no.
She is crying.
I don't give a fucking
that
shit
uncomfortable.
if she's crying. I don't give a fucking shit. She can cry all she wants because she wants them E-boy fucking tears. I'm done with that shit. I got millions on my mind. Millions. Ain't no fucking E-girl stopping me. I know you don't fucking notice me mostly because you're a lifeless little piece of shit. But if you're gonna get my girlfriend to do something, have the money to fucking pay her. Don't be a life. What do you work at McDonald's? You work at fucking McDonald's? Huh? McDonald's? You don't work at McDonald's? I know you fucking not listening to me, being rude to me, fucking ignore what I'm saying. You know why? Because you're little fucking peasants. Serious? That's why. So the next time, are you fucking serious? You don't fucking, when I'm talking to you, you respond to me. Do you know who I am? Fuck you. Well... And you thought it was a good time to fucking exit because, hey, everyone's talking bad about Maze. Maze is an asshole, and everyone seems to agree, so now I can kind of be like, bye-bye. But what you forgot is this, though. Those people who were talking about me are lifeless assholes who mean nothing. And I'm Maze fucking Marlowe, and I have survived much greater than this. And I will continue to survive much greater than this because VSF lives and dies off of my fucking soul. What I offered you was an actual career. Do you have any fucking concept what it took for me to make VSF out of the fucking dirt? And here I am in VRChat, running a fucking business with a bunch of fucking E-kids, essentially. And yet I make enough to pay my bills, and I try to pay you guys too, but none of you take it seriously. Because you guys thought you knew what was up. But let me tell you right now, you have no fucking conceptual clue. Because you live with your parents. I'm just trying to be straight. You never paid your own bills.
I'm not. I'm living alone. I'm paying my own bills.
Oh, you live alone? Then what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living then? Have you actually struggled to pay your bills?
I'm a nurse. I'm working as a nurse.
Oh, you're a nurse then, right? Then you should fucking know better.
The thing is, you don't know, so you don't know nothing about me.
No. What happens when I go mainstream? Not a single one of you girls will ever even step close to being called VSF staff. Why? Because what I do is professional video editing and professional video making.
The thing is, I want to say so many things, but I know you will keep going, scream at me, so I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening to you right now.
Thanks for letting me know.
No, don't say that, okay?
She is a dirty slut with a stinky pussy who wants people to pay her.
No, Mace, I'm not okay with that. Don't say that.
Well then don't be okay with it. See, you'll defend in front of me when I say something about her, but you sure as shit didn't defend me when they were talking shit about me, did you? Did you post? Tell me right now that when she made that fucking post in that server, you said, hold up here, hold up. Maze actually specifically said that he doesn't actually want that.
Okay.
Did you say that? Well, the thing is, we always got an excuse. We always got a fucking excuse for this. I'm talking about you and me,
though. Because you don't listen to me.
I've been listening to you intently. I've actually listened to every single word that's come out of your mouth. And I've weighed it, I've measured it, and I've found it false.
Okay, cool.
It's just
then bye.
False. Goodbye. I will see you never. And that's how VSF has survived as long as it has. Because slutty, clam, stinky vagina bitches like that don't make it very long. And I get that they smell really good on the outside, but I'll tell you this right now, they smell all sorts of stinky when you get close to them.
How about the thing where you said you're gonna take advantage of her while she was drunk? Oh, that looks really bad, doesn't it? That was something really fucked up to say.
What? That I was gonna take advantage of her while she was drunk?
Yeah.
Who said that? Get the fuck out of here.
I watched the recording telling her, Pinky promised me, Pinky promised me.
Oh.
And I said, and you said,
no, absolutely.
I'm taking advantage of you while you're drunk. I know that's bad. And then fucking Johnny saying that's kind of rapey.
Taking advantage does not mean sex. That means getting her to actually make art with me, which is something I know she wants to do, but she's just too all over the place to actually commit to it usually. Hey, this week, okay? This week.
How you doing?
Promise. I don't care that you're drunk. Yes, am I taking advantage of you while you're drunk? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay? It's just the right way to do it. That's how I do business, baby. That's why I'm Hitler. That's right, baby.
So now that I've broken down what Maze does with proof, what can we do? First of all, do not support the VSF Patreon, and do not go to his websites. Do not support his content at all. Keep an eye out for VSF related material and block it out. You know his voice and you know what his avatar looks like. When you are in public worlds, be aware. FBT Heaven and Midnight Rooftop are common locations where he does his schemes. But generally, any public place where you might find adults above the age of 18 socializing or wearing full body. Do not allow him to isolate you. He will lure you in with a false sense of security and often compliment you. And if you are in a relationship, he will also try and convince you that cheating is okay because it's just VRChat. But he will take it further than VRChat, make no mistake. Do not give him your ID. He will potentially blackmail and dox you in the future if you retaliate or try to escape VSF. He is not a professional and will reel in people who are unaware of what they are getting involved with. Do not be manipulated into sending him photos of yourself in real life. He will save those and stuff them in a folder with your name on it and add it to his collection on his PC along with everyone else's names and their photos in them. The contracts he makes are fake. He may offer or even give money initially, but he will quickly cut that off and manipulate you into thinking you're worthless. All in all, just steer clear from everything VSF and Maze related. And for the people who are outside of the VR space wondering why the models don't just take the headsets off, you have to understand that these models were excited for a potential money-making opportunity and have signed contracts that they didn't know were fake. They felt obliged to work for him, and it also made them genuinely believe that Maze is their boss. And sometimes, when in VR, situations can get very immersive, and while things are still over the internet, don't be fooled. These are definitely very real social interactions. I feel like this character Maze plays in VRChat is really a person who he always wanted to be in real life. But he couldn't accomplish that because, to my understanding, he claims he was a loser in high school. But to be honest with you, he's still a loser today. Apparently, he's a man in his mid-30s. However, a real man has a stoic stature and mindset. Maze is anything but that. He commonly has emotional outbursts, temper tantrums, and cries a lot in personal calls and even in public. And he might be watching this video, perhaps with a group of people, who will listen to him as he downplays his actions, like usual, and he'll act like he did nothing wrong, while they sit next to him in an awkward silence of disapproval. Will you keep sitting there and defend someone who would not defend you? Someone who would throw you overboard in an instant? Someone who would even backstab his closest friends for his own gain? A narcissist by definition, after a year's long analysis. So, that's all I've got on VSF and Maze. I made this video to protect those who could not protect themselves because I've seen so many get hurt by this nuisance. Stay safe out there, and most importantly, have a damn good one.